Have you ever found yourself feeling a little more tired than usual? Or noticed that you're thirsty all the time, even though you're drinking more water than before? Maybe you've been experiencing some blurry vision now and then, or perhaps you've been dealing with cuts and bruises that just seem to take longer to heal. It might not have crossed your mind, but these could be signs of something more significant, and not just part of aging. Today, we're going to talk about 4 often overlooked symptoms of diabetes in seniors, and how catching them early can make a big difference in your health. You may already know that diabetes is a serious condition, and as we age, the risk of developing it increases. But what's often missed are the subtle symptoms that can creep up on you, almost without notice. Sometimes these symptoms are brushed off as normal aging, or just another minor health issue. But the truth is, recognizing them early can help you take action to manage your health and prevent complications in the future. In today's video, we'll be going over 4 of these overlooked symptoms and explaining why they're worth paying attention to. If you've noticed any of these things happening in your life, it's important to have a conversation with your doctor to get the right tests and make sure you're on the right track. Let's start with the first one: constant thirst and frequent urination. Now, let's take a moment and think about this. How often do you find yourself running to the bathroom? Or perhaps you drink water constantly, but still feel parched. This could be a sign that your body is struggling to balance its blood sugar levels. When blood sugar is high, your kidneys work overtime trying to filter out the excess sugar. This causes your body to produce more urine, leading to dehydration and that constant thirst. It's easy to dismiss this as simply needing more water, especially if the weather's warm, or you're just staying active. But if you're drinking more than usual and still feel thirsty, it could be time to pay closer attention. You might also notice that you're getting up more often in the night to go to the bathroom, which can interrupt your sleep and leave you feeling even more tired during the day. This isn't just a nuisance. It's your body's way of signaling that something might not be quite right. If this is something you've been experiencing, don't ignore it. It's always best to bring it up to your doctor. The next symptom to look out for is blurry vision. It's something many people assume comes with age. And while vision changes are normal over time, persistent blurry vision is not. High blood sugar levels can cause the lens of your eye to swell, changing your ability to focus properly. If you've noticed that your vision is fuzzy, or your glasses prescription seems to keep changing, this could be related to uncontrolled diabetes. Over time, if the blood sugar levels remain high, it can even lead to more serious eye problems, including diabetic retinopathy, which can cause permanent damage to your eyesight. One of the frustrating things about blurry vision is that it can come and go, so it might not feel like a major issue in the moment. But if this is happening regularly, it's a sign that you need to get your blood sugar levels checked. Managing diabetes early on can prevent long-term complications, and this includes protecting your vision. If you're noticing blurry vision, I encourage you to reach out to your eye doctor or general physician to explore the cause. The earlier you address it, the better. Now that we've covered 2 important symptoms, let's move on to another one that can sometimes go unnoticed: slow healing of wounds and frequent infections. Have you ever had a cut or scrape that took much longer to heal than you expected? Or maybe you've had a sore or infection that just wouldn't seem to go away. It's not just bad luck. High blood sugar levels can weaken your immune system, making it harder for your body to fight off infections and repair tissue. When your blood sugar is consistently high, it can affect circulation, which in turn slows down your body's ability to heal. You might not think much of a small cut or bruise, but if it takes longer to heal than usual, or if you're getting frequent infections or skin issues, it's worth paying attention to. This is especially true if you have a history of diabetes in your family. If you're finding that minor injuries seem to linger longer, or that you're more prone to infections, it's time to talk to your doctor. Getting an early diagnosis can help you take control of your health and prevent complications down the road. So, let's take a moment to recap what we've discussed so far. If you've been noticing excessive thirst, frequent urination, blurry vision, or slow healing of wounds, these are important signs that could indicate diabetes. I know it's easy to brush these things off, but recognizing them early can make a huge difference in managing the condition and preventing further complications. Now, before we wrap up this first part, I want to take a second to remind you that you're not alone in this journey. Many people don't realize they have diabetes until symptoms become more severe. But by being proactive, you can stay ahead of the curve. If any of these symptoms sound familiar to you, consider speaking to your doctor about getting your blood sugar levels tested. I'm so glad you've joined me today on this journey to better health, and I encourage you to stay tuned for the next part, where we'll talk about more overlooked symptoms and ways to catch them early. Make sure to subscribe to Evergreen Elders for more helpful tips on aging gracefully and staying healthy. Your well-being matters, and you deserve to feel your best. In the first part of this video, we explored some of the common but often overlooked symptoms of diabetes in seniors. Things like excessive thirst, blurry vision, and slow healing wounds. These subtle signs can easily go unnoticed, but catching them early can make all the difference when it comes to managing your health. Now, let's dive into a couple more symptoms that you may not have connected to diabetes, but are just as important to recognize. Let's start with increased fatigue. As we age, it's normal to feel a little more tired than we did when we were younger. However, there's a difference between feeling a little sluggish after a busy day and feeling absolutely drained, no matter how much you rest. If you've been experiencing persistent fatigue that doesn't seem to go away, no matter how much sleep you get, it could be a sign of something more serious. Diabetes affects the way your body uses energy. When your blood sugar levels are too high, your body has a harder time converting that sugar into usable energy. This can leave you feeling exhausted, even after a good night's sleep. You might notice that you're getting winded more easily, or that even small tasks feel like they're taking more out of you. This fatigue can also interfere with your day-to-day activities, making it harder to stay active and engaged. If you're feeling more tired than usual, pay attention to when it happens and how it impacts your quality of life. Are there certain times of the day when you feel more exhausted, or is it a general feeling that persists even after you rest? Keep track of these patterns and share them with your doctor. It's always worth bringing up these symptoms, especially if you've noticed any of the other signs we've talked about. Now, let's talk about numbness, or tingling in your hands or feet. This is another symptom that often gets brushed off as a part of aging or something that happens due to circulation issues. But it can also be a sign of nerve damage or neuropathy, which is a common complication of diabetes. High blood sugar levels can damage the nerves over time, leading to feelings of numbness, tingling, or even sharp pain in your extremities. You may not realize it right away, but these sensations in your hands or feet can make it harder to perform simple tasks, like buttoning a shirt, holding a pen, or walking comfortably. And while it might not feel like a big deal at first, if left untreated, neuropathy can lead to more serious issues, such as balance problems, and even an increased risk of falls. If you've been noticing tingling or numbness in your hands or feet, it's definitely something you should mention to your doctor. Early detection of neuropathy can help prevent further nerve damage and improve your overall quality of life. There are treatments and lifestyle changes that can help manage these symptoms and keep you feeling your best. Now that we've covered these two symptoms, let's take a closer look at the bigger picture. Diabetes doesn't just affect one part of your body, it impacts your entire system. The sooner you recognize the warning signs, the better your chances are of managing your health and preventing complications down the road. This is why it's so important to stay vigilant and be proactive about your health. You might be wondering, how do I know when to take these symptoms seriously? It's simple. If any of these signs are happening consistently, it's time to talk to your healthcare provider. And remember, Diabetes doesn't always show up with dramatic symptoms. The early signs can be subtle, but they're worth catching early. Keeping track of how you're feeling, both physically and mentally, and communicating those changes with your doctor is an important part of staying healthy. Before we finish this part of the video, I want to remind you that taking care of your health doesn't have to feel overwhelming. Small steps, like staying active, eating well, and keeping track of any changes in how you feel, can make a big difference in the long run. And if you have any of the symptoms we've talked about, whether it's fatigue, numbness, or anything else, don't hesitate to get checked out. I know that living with diabetes can feel daunting at first, but it's important to remember that with the right support and care, you can live a full, healthy life at any age. So, make sure to stay tuned for the final part of this video, where we'll cover the last overlooked symptoms and share some steps you can take to stay on top of your health. And if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Evergreen Elders for more helpful tips and advice. Your health is in your hands, and taking action today can make all the difference tomorrow. Let's keep going, because you deserve to feel your best at every stage of life. Now that we've covered some of the more common but overlooked symptoms of diabetes, like fatigue and tingling in your hands and feet, let's dive into the final two signs that are often missed, especially among seniors. Recognizing these symptoms early on can make a significant difference in preventing complications and improving your overall health. And trust me, it's never too late to take charge of your health. Let's start with unexplained weight loss. You might be thinking, weight loss sounds like a good thing, right? But when you're losing weight without trying, especially if it's happening quickly, it could be a sign that something isn't right. Unexplained weight loss is one of those sneaky symptoms of diabetes that can often be overlooked, especially if you're still eating well and staying active. However, when your body isn't able to process sugar properly, it starts breaking down fat and muscle for energy, which can lead to weight loss. If you've noticed that your clothes are fitting looser, or that your weight seems to be dropping, even though your diet hasn't changed, it's worth mentioning this to your doctor. Rapid weight loss can sometimes be a warning sign that your blood sugar levels are not under control, and it's crucial to address it early. Catching this symptom early can help prevent further complications, and it can also serve as a wake-up call to reassess your diet, exercise routine, and overall lifestyle. Next, let's talk about frequent infections. We all know that as we get older, our immune systems naturally become a bit slower at fighting off infections. But if you're experiencing frequent or recurring infections, whether it's skin infections, urinary tract infections, UTIs, or yeast infections, it could be a sign of uncontrolled diabetes. High blood sugar can impair your immune system, making it harder for your body to fight off common infections. When your blood sugar is high for an extended period of time, it creates an environment in your body where bacteria and fungi can thrive. This means you might find yourself getting sick more often or having a harder time recovering from minor infections. It's another one of those symptoms that can seem like a normal part of aging. But if you're noticing a pattern of infections that don't seem to go away, it's a good idea to get checked out. Frequent infections can also indicate that your blood sugar levels are out of control, so addressing this early can help you avoid more serious health issues down the road. Remember, it's always better to err on the side of caution when it comes to your health. If you're battling infections more often than usual, it's time to talk to your healthcare provider. As we wrap up this video, I want to emphasize how important it is to stay vigilant about your health, especially as you get older. Diabetes can often go unnoticed in its early stages because its symptoms can be so subtle. But the earlier you catch these signs, the better you can manage your health and prevent complications. If you're experiencing any of the symptoms we've discussed, fatigue, tingling, weight loss, or frequent infections, don't brush them off as just a normal part of aging. Your health matters, and recognizing these signs early is key to making sure you can live a healthy, vibrant life. And even if you don't have diabetes, staying proactive about your health is always a good idea. Regular checkups, eating well, staying active, and keeping an eye on any changes in your body can help you catch issues early on, before they become bigger problems. I want to remind you again to keep track of how you're feeling, listen to your body, and don't hesitate to reach out to your doctor if something feels off. Managing diabetes or any health condition doesn't have to feel overwhelming. With the right care and support, you can live your life fully, just as you deserve to. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with friends or family who could benefit, and make sure to subscribe to Evergreen Elders. We're here to bring you more content that helps you live your best life at any age. Thank you for being part of the Evergreen Elders community. Remember, small changes can make a big difference, and with each step you take toward better health, you're already on the right path. Here's to living your best life, full of energy, joy, and wellness, no matter your age.